afternoon, everyone. So we are already in our next chapter, which is queues. So unlike your stock follows the principle last in, first out, or the LIFO, or first in, last out, or the FILO. In this topic, what we are going to follow as a principle is the first in, first out principle. So let's proceed. So at the end of this lesson, the student should be able to define the basic concepts and operations on the ADT queue. Implement the abstract data type queue using sequential and linked representations, circular queue, and their operations within it, and the topological sorting as a useful application of a queue. So what is a queue? It is a linearly ordered set of elements having the first in, first out discipline, or the FIFO. So the applications include job scheduling, topological sorting, graph traversals, and many others. So the two basic operations are the insertion at the rear. So in this case, we already have two accessible points in the queue, which is the rear and the front. Where insertion happens or takes place at the rear, that is what we call on queue, and the deletion takes place at the front of the queue, which is also known as the queue. Okay? So in this case, if you would want to delete a particular element, what you can delete in this example is the element at index 0. How about inserting another element? So the space after the last element inserted is the point where the rear is actually located. So doon nyo po mai-insert yung ating rear element. Okay? So the two implementations include sequential and linked list. The two basic operations are here, on queue and the queue. So ito po yung equivalent interface natin or the abstract data type in Java for the queue. And then we also have the queue exception, which displays the error message if there is an underflow or overflow that will happen. So the sequential representation of a queue uses a one-dimensional array or a vector. We still have the concept of underflow, wherein you delete a particular element in an empty queue. On the other hand, when you try to insert on a full queue, that is what we call an overflow. So the front points to the actual front element of the queue, while the rear points to the cell immediately after the rear element. So just like this. So ang deletion po natin, katulad ng nakikita nyo sa inyong screen, ay nangyayari doon sa first elements of the array. Whereas, yung insertion naman ay napupunta doon sa dulo ng listahan. Queue is empty if front is equal to rear, and full if front is equal to 0 and rear is equal to m. Meaning, nakaturo na po si front doon sa first position ng array, at si rear ay nakaturo na po doon sa last size or on the size of the array. The initialization will be front is equal to 0, rear is equal to 0. Insertion, Q of rear is equal to x, rear plus plus. Okay? Dito naman sa deletion, yung x natin as a temporary variable will get Q at front and then front plus plus. So kung mapapansin nyo po, yung operations po dito sa ating Q ay pareho ng plus plus. Pareho ng increment. Tama? Doon sa stack natin, merong minus minus, merong plus plus. So this is the implementation of our abstract data type into a class which now becomes your data structure. Okay? Initially, ang n na nakalagay dito ay 100. So there are actually two different constructors, one without parameter, which initializes the queue into 100 elements. Sa pangalawa naman po, you have to indicate the size and then yun po yung magiging size ng ating object or ng ating queue. In this case naman po, naka-throws na yung ating queue exception. Remember that there are actually two different ways on how to catch an exception in Java. We can make use of a try catch or you can make use of a throws exception. In this case, kapag on queue po, ano po yung magiging error message ng ating queue exception sa palagay ninyo? Yes, tama po. So that is your queue overflow. Kasi nag-insert tayo into a particular or into a full queue. Okay? So if rear is equal to n, sabi niya po dyan, move queue. Okay? So mamaya, I'll just introduce to you kung ano yung move queue. Queue of rear is equal to item and then you add 1 to the rear. Okay? Doon naman po sa dequeue, yung throws exception niya, ano kayang magiging message? In this case, ano po yung message niya? Deleting from an empty queue or what we call a queue underflow. Okay? So, otherwise, your object X, which is a temporary variable, will get the front element, tapos magdadagdag lang po tayo ng front. Okay. Now, dun sa example natin in the previous slide, what if we are going to delete 3 elements from the queue? Remember that the deletion only takes place at the front of the queue. So yung kapag na-delete na po yung first element, nakaturo na siya kay position 1. Nakaturo na kay position 2. Nakaturo na kay position 3. Okay? So what will happen to this particular space? Yun po ang ginagawa nung ating move element. Okay? So yung move queue, ito po yung code. Yan. Okay. Minumove niya yung mga element na nasa maling position into the front position, which is position 0. Now we have also a particular example of a circular queue, which is a solution to the problem of previously. Okay? So what will happen if lahat na ng front, naturo na dito si front. Yan. Naturo na siya dun sa susunod pang element. O nandun na siya sa dulo. Ano na ang mangyayari? Diba? So yung front natin, itong problem na ito, okay? Aside from the fact na minumove niya dun sa move queue natin na method, yung mga elements sa tamang position, pwede rin tayong gumamit ng circular queue wherein the cells are considered arranged in a circle. So yung front points to the actual element at the front of the queue and the rear points to the cell on the right of the actual rear element. So in this case, pagdating sa position 11, halimbawa nandito na yung ating rear, okay? Nag-insert, babalik siya sa position 0. Paano niya malalaman na walang laman si position 0? Ito. So the initialization is just similar to the regular queue, and the empty queue can also be determined using front is equal to rear. Pero kapag full queue na siya, gagamit ka na ng modulo. Okay. So the implementation in Java is this one. Ayan. So nandito po yung part ng ating modulo when you try to dequeue. Okay? So next will be the link representation. Remember in our stack, when you try to insert and delete a particular element in the stack, palaging dito sa pinakaunang element yung nagagalaw natin. In this case, nasa normal linked list na po tayo. So yung deletion takes place at the front and the rear element is where the insertion happens. Okay? So kapag may mag-insert ka pa ng isa pang element, pupunta po siya dito sa dulo. Now let's proceed with this example. So what we wanted to do here is to determine if there is a partial ordering in the graph that was given to us. So ang ibibigay lang po sa inyo ay itong list of points na ito, of combination of numbers. Okay? And what you have to do then is to draw this particular graph. Ibig sabihin, kapag pare-pareho po kayo ng graph, ibig sabihin po nun ay nagkopyahan po kayo. Okay? Now, the next step is to Uh, the next step here is to draw, okay? To identify what are the vertices, unique vertices. So titignan nyo lang po itong partial ordering of numbers na ito at i-identify nyo yung mga unique numbers, okay? So when you try to identify the unique numbers, you draw it in a circle. Okay? In this case, that's 0, 1, 2, 7. Tapos po, yung combination 0, 1, this determines the relationship between a predecessor and a successor. So when we have 0 and 1, 0 serves as the predecessor and 1 is the successor of 0. Okay? Kaya ang pointer po niya ay papunta dun sa anak. So para hindi po kayo malito, when we talk about predecessor, siya po yung parent. Kapag ka naman successor, siya naman yung child. Okay? So, sa graph po natin, ituturo nyo lang po yung mga relations. Yan. 0, 1, 0, 3, and then 0, 5. Okay? And then next is, you have to identify this. So, kapag wala pong output na ganyan, okay, ang ibig sabihin nun ay walang partial, or it does not follow the rules of partial ordering for topological sorting. Okay? So, let's proceed with the activity. Okay. So, ito po yung class node natin. Hindi ko na po siya i-discuss in detail ha, kasi na-discuss na po natin yan. So, when we try to insert a child to the successor, okay, ganito po yung nangyayari. So, ini-insert po natin siya dun sa first position natin. So, in this case, since yung 0 po natin, okay, ay wala pong nakaturong arrow sa kanya, ang count niya, so ang first part po ng column ay yung mga unique vertices. And then next part is the count, and then last one is the successors. So since ang 0 po natin ay walang nakaturo, 0 po yung count. Si 1 naman po, ilan yung predecessors niya, or ilan yung nakaturo sa kanya? Dalawa. Si 2 naman po, ilan po yung kanyang predecessor? Dalawa din. Si 3, isa lang po, dahil isa lang po yung pointer. Okay? So it's very important for you na ma-identify po natin yung drawing ng tama. Kasi kung hindi po yan tama, mamamali po kayo dito sa count. Okay? So 4, ilan po yung kanyang predecessors or parents? Okay? 3. Si 5 naman po, 4. So 4 po yung nakasulat. Si 6 naman po, wala ding parent. Okay? And then si 7, wala po. Isa lang po yung parent niya. Okay? Sa successors naman, sino yung kanyang mga itinuturo? Okay? Sino yung kanyang mga child? So si 0, nakaturo kay 1, papasok po si 1, papasok si 3, and papasok si 5. Kaya po, naging ganito yung drawing ng kanyang linked list. Sir, bakit ganyan? Kaya tulad ng sabi ko sa inyo, we always insert the new node doon po sa first part or in between the successor and the child that has been inserted. Okay? So, ganyan lang po yung gagawin nyo para malaman natin kung ano yung magiging output. Okay? The next step po is to identify what will be the output of this particular partial ordering. Okay? So, yung output po natin, papasok po, we have to check kung sino po yung count at na nag-0 at papasok po siya sa queue. Okay? So, in this case, ang nag-0 po na vertex natin ay 0 and 6. Okay? So, papasok po sila sa queue, 0, 6. Paglabas po ni 0 as an output, okay, mababawasan po yung kanyang successors. So in this case, that's 1, 3, and 5. Yung count po ni 1, magiging 1, dahil minus 1. Si 3 naman po, magiging 0. At si 5 naman po, magiging 3. Okay? Nakuha po, mababawasan po yung kanyang mga child. Pagkatapos po nun, lalabas po, check po natin if the count is if the count of a particular vertex becomes 0. Since nag-0 po si 3, papasok na po siya sa queue. And And then, lalabas naman po si 6 as an output. Paglabas po ni 6 as an output, sino po yung kanyang successors pag na-drawing niyo po ng tama? So that's 7 and 5. So si 7 po magiging 0. Si 5 naman po, yung 3 niya magiging 2. Nabawasan ng isa yung count. Okay? Next po, check ulit kung may nag-0 po yung count. Yes, si 7 po yun. So, paglabas naman po ni 3 as an output, okay, sino po yung kanyang successors? Si 4 and 2. Okay? So, babawasan po natin si 2 ng isa, magiging 1. Si 3 naman, ay si 4 naman po, magiging 2. Mababawasan ng isa. May nag-0 po ba? Wala po. Okay? Paglabas po ni 7, may dalawa po siyang successors or child. 5 and 1. So, si 1 po, yung 1 account niya magiging 0 na because minus 1. Okay? Si 5 naman, mababawasan ng isa, so that becomes 1. Okay. May nag-0 po ba doon sa ating mga vertex, yung count nila? Yes, that's 1. Paglabas po ni 1 as an output, since wala na pong ibang kasama dyan sa combination, okay, sino po yung magiging successors niya? 5 and 2. So si 5, mababawasan po ng isa, so magiging 0. Si 2 naman, mababawasan din ng isa, so magiging 0. So ang mauna pong papasok is based on the arrangement of the vertices dun sa ating table. So 2 and 5. Okay? Paglabas po ni 2 as an output, okay, may anak po siya si 4. So mababawasan po ng isa si 4. And then paglabas po ni 5 as an output, mababawasan ng isa din si 4. So nag-0 po ba siya? Yes. Okay? So, did you follow? So, 4 po yung magiging last part ng ating output. So, let's check kung tama po yung sagot natin. So, kanina po, nakasulat na po yan. Yan. 06371254. So, tama po yung output natin. 06371254. Yan. So, this will be your activity. So, ito po yung ating remarks. If the input satisfies partial ordering, then the algorithm will terminate when the queue is empty. Okay? So, kapag ka po, ibig sabihin walang natira doon sa ating queue, it satisfies partial ordering. If a loop exists, it will also terminate but not output the elements of the loop. Okay? Take note of this. Not output the elements of the loop. Kailan po nagkakaroon ng loop? Kapag tinuturo niya po yung sarili niya. So, for example, we have the combination 5, 5. Okay. Ang ibig pong sabihin niyan, si 5, itinuturo niya po yung sarili niya. So, when you try to draw that, ganito po yung magiging figure. 5. And then, may arrow po papunta sa sarili niya. Okay? So ito po, kapag may loop daw po, ay hindi na po isasama as an output. Okay? So if there are some questions, you may send me a PM via Facebook, or you can also comment in the Google Classroom. Okay? So ang activity nyo po is A and B. You have to draw the graph of the partial ordering as well as the linked list and determine the output of the partial ordering. Okay? A and B. So, I would also like to remind everyone that the timestamp for submitting the activity will be recorded. Thank you very much.